If you're one of the 33,000 users of Sports Engine and you don't want to know how you may have overspent by $53,976 last year, well, you should probably skip this video. But if you want to know how to save money for your sports organization and do it painlessly, let me show you exactly how you can save up to $53,976 or more and get a better system than you have today with Sports Engine. Now, before I go on and tell you exactly how you're going to save this money, let me show you the difference between the two systems that I want to compare. First of all, you're going to see a free version and a premium version and a custom version, but since it's custom, can't really compare it. With a free version, you really are getting nothing but invoicing. You can't even do signups or registration, no member management, no volunteer management. It's a pretty stripped down version, and that's okay. If you are going to the premium version, which I would actually recommend is the better way to go, because if you stick with Sports Engine, you're better off paying the monthly fee and getting the lower processing fee than getting the free version, getting fewer options, and actually paying more money. So with the premium version, you're going to get the scheduling system, you'll get the online registration, a lot more options, all right? But if you are a soccer club and you want to save up to $53,976 or more, and you actually want to get a system that is far more complete and does everything your club needs. It does the coaching, it does the video analysis, it has your player appraisals, it has the scheduling system built just for soccer with the industry exclusive itinerary system and meal planner for all you admins and coaches that have to deal with showcases, tournaments, out-of-state games. You know how difficult that can be. We have the Learning Center, we have the Business Center that has the online registration, the CRM to manage your emailing, your broadcast emailing, your autoresponders, all the functions of a full-blown CRM, a survey system. Basically, we have a system that covers all aspects of your business, of your coaching, and players pages for your players, plus the industry exclusive sharing system that we have inside of Soccer Pro for monster size videos. So what I want you to keep in mind is that I'm going to be comparing two systems. I'm going to compare Soccer Pro to Sports Engine, but I want you to keep in mind that all we're doing at this point is looking at the price for the system and the price for what you are actually paying, not really looking at all the features, because if you were to take everything that's included, the coaching system, you'd have to get Huddle. If you wanted a system that does scheduling pretty well, you might get Team Snap. If you want to get Coaches Draw, you'd have to pay all those extra fees. With Soccer Pro, that's all included. With Sports Engine, it's not. But we're not going to really worry about that right now. All I'm going to do is show you how to save money if all you were going to do is registering your athletes and think of all those other features inside of Soccer Pro strictly as a bonus, okay? You'll get all those things for free on top of saving a massive amount of money. But we need to make a couple assumptions here because there are different aspects of billing. And we have to look at not only the percentage fees that you're paying on the credit cards, but we have to look at the transaction fees because those are two components that all work together. So inside of our calculation, inside this spreadsheet, what we've done is we've taken some basic assumptions. We're going to say that there are 4 payments per year allowed. In other words, you're not going to force your people to pay 100% up front. You may do that already, and that will change the equation slightly. Not that much, but slightly. And some people are going to allow more payments. Now, I also want you to keep in mind that these extra payments will come into play when you are selling practice shirts, when you are selling kits, when you are paying for tournament fees, for travel fees. Any other associated fee is always going to be another transaction fee that the other guys are charging. And, frankly, you're going to pay regardless. But because the transaction fees are so inflated with Sports Engine, it does make a big difference. Now, the other thing we're going to do is assume 12 players per team. And here again, I realize that you've got some teams that are 7v7, 9v9, they might have 12 players. You've got other teams that are older teams where you may have 18 players or 16 players or some varying number, but we have to pick a number. So in this case, we're going to make a middle of the road calculation on 12 players per team. We're going to talk about different registration fees because all these clubs have a different price to play at the club. So what I'm going to do is run through this at different pricing levels so you can see the actual numbers, because some of you are charging more than $3,000, some less. I have this all calculated on formulas, as you can see here, so that when I make the change to this number here, everything else will update automatically. We're going to talk about different team levels because, again, different clubs have different numbers of teams. And then we're also going to look at club revenue because, again, you may have fewer teams, more teams, you may charge less, you may charge more. All these numbers vary a little bit. So this is a good middle of the road, and you can move it up and move it down based on how much you charge, how many players are in a team, how many transactions you allow, how much recurring billing you do, how do you charge for kits, how do you charge for practice shirts, how do you charge for tournament fees, how do you charge for travel fees. I'm trying to keep this fairly simple and create a standard, and then you can move it up and down based upon the actual situation that you have at your club. Now, if you look at Soccer Pro, we have different packages, okay? We have a free forever, solo coach, small club, large club, and the elite. For this case, we're not going to include the free forever because we do not include the business center in the free forever. This is really more for coaches, for players, for people that want to do video analysis on maybe for their kids, maybe for one team, something that is a little bit more personal in nature, and they don't need a business center. When you go to the solo coach, now you get the business center, but only if you pay the extra $19 a month. So it's $497 plus $19, all right? And then the small club, $47, $197, and then $497, which some people have even told us this price is outrageous. You can't charge $497 for a club. And we say, well, yeah, but it's only for big clubs. But in this case, you're going to find out it doesn't even matter because you are going to be able to have our top tier package, get it for free, and put money in your pocket. And I'm going to show you how that happens. Again, we looked at Sports Engine. They have a free version, the premium version. It's $69 a month or where's the price? It's $7 something for the year. Okay, $749. Let's bounce back here now. So the difference is that we do not charge an inflated fee for credit card processing. We do not charge a 10x inflated fee for transaction fees. Sports Engine does. With Soccer Pro, we have a whole different model. And I want to show you one other thing. We actually come out of the e-commerce world. Our mothership is called Net360. We've been doing e-commerce now for 20 plus years. So we're really good at e-commerce, maybe better at e-commerce than we are at soccer coaching. Back in the early 2000s, the model that Sports Engine uses was common. That's how all the shopping carts worked. Everyone forced you to use their merchant account, push all the payments through them. They charged an inflated fee, and then they gave you what was left over. Back in the early 2000s, when we started our e-commerce software business, that was no longer a viable model. No customer would sign up for that model. So me personally, I was shocked when I found out that this model was in use for soccer. We just had no idea that it even existed. It's like going to the store and discovering they still sell buggy whips at the Ford dealership. And it doesn't make any sense. It's an outdated model. You shouldn't be using it at all. Unless, well, I'll show you one situation where you might be, but it's not going to be one that you probably are in. All right, so let's come back here. There's a 2% processing fee and a 20-cent transaction fee. This transaction fee actually goes down to 10 cents, but I didn't want to make it as advantageous as possible. I wanted to keep it kind of middle of the road. You can also get lower than a 2% processing fee because you have a pretty stable business and a large business, and if you are doing credit card billing in excess of $1 million, you're going to get a better rate than 2%. But again, I didn't want to take it down to the extremes. I wanted to keep it more middle of the road. I also want to warn you that if you have terrible credit, I mean, if you haven't paid your bills, if you've been bankrupt, any of those things, getting a credit card merchant account is like getting a mortgage. It rewards people that actually pay their bills. It rewards people that have good credit, or businesses that pay their bills and businesses that have a track record and good credit. So if that's not you, then stick with Sports Engine because it's not a bad alternative at that point. Okay. Now let's look at Sports Engine, and these are numbers that I'm pulling right off of their website, so there's no controversy about whether these are accurate numbers or not. It's right on the pricing page. You can see it, I can see it. It's what they're advertising. 3.5% processing fee. That's obviously 1.5% higher than 2%, 75% higher. A $2 transaction fee, or 10x higher than a 20-cent transaction fee. If you pay for the premium, which again I would recommend, you go down to a 3.25% processing fee and a $2 transaction fee. Same. I don't know why it's that high, but that's what it is. That's a ridiculously high transaction fee. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the numbers. In this first example, we have an example for 1 team, 2 teams, 4, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 75, or 100 teams. But that doesn't tell the full story because obviously there's going to be different numbers. I don't know what your club is going to be, so you should just really look at both numbers, both the teams and the club revenue dollars. So for example, if you have 25 teams, but you're looking at this number and saying to yourself, well, we don't bill 900,000, we bill 850, or maybe we bill 1.2 million. Well, then adjust it, okay? Just move it over here, move over here, move over here, and start looking at those numbers. So what we've done is we've looked at the total cost, okay? What's it going to cost you to use Soccer Pro to run 1 team or 2 teams at 12 players per team at this registration fee? And when you are paying $3,000, which is probably on the higher end, so I'm going to take this down much lower. Some of you I know are higher, but $3,000 is a pretty hefty fee per year for youth soccer. When you look at our solo coach, it costs $288 per year, and that includes the business center. Remember I showed you it was $497 plus $19, so $288 per year. $564 for our small club, $2364 for the large club, and for our Elite Academy, it's $59.64. Okay? If you start looking at the processing fees, that's where all these numbers come into play. So if you have, in this case, let's say 20 teams, and you're processing $720,000 in credit cards, you're going to pay approximately $14,735 in credit card fees, credit card transactions, and the cost of using Soccer Pro. If you are using our Elite system, you are going to spend $20,412 when you combine the cost of Soccer Pro, your processing fees, and your transaction fees. Okay, that's your out-of-pocket cost. Now, the thing is, if you are using Sports Engine, you are going to spend $25,680 if you use their free system. And remember I said that you should be using their Platinum system, or Premium system, I should say. Well, that's because you're only going to pay $24,629. You're actually going to save $1,000 by spending a monthly fee. So monthly fees aren't always bad. In this case, they've pushed your processing fee down, so it actually compensates and gives you a lower cost of using Sports Engine than if you got their free version, and you get more functionality. Now, I want you to keep in mind, at our Elite system, you are getting everything. Let me bounce back there and I'll show you. You are getting everything you can possibly want in a system. Teams, unlimited. Coaching accounts, unlimited. Player accounts, unlimited. Video bandwidth, unlimited. Every single feature that comes inside of Soccer Pro is yours, unlimited. All right? And in essence, bounce back here, you are getting it for free. Okay? If you are using Sports Engine and have 20 teams, but what if you have fewer than 20 teams? Well, let's back this up a little bit, because what I've done down here is I've compared the difference in cost. So these are your absolute dollars. This is how much you're going to spend using each system. And this is the difference. Now, you'll see in red that if you are using the solo coach versus the free version of Sports Engine, you're going to spend $288 per year more if you have no teams. Well, realistically, if you don't have a team, why are you using anything? But the second you get one team that you're billing, 12 players, $3,000, $36,000, you now are $274 to the positive. All right? Small club, you are negative with one team. You are positive with two teams. If you move all the way to the large club, you are negative $1,802, $1,241, $118. But when you get to 10 teams, suddenly you are $3,252 to the positive. Keep in mind, this is giving you the whole system of the large club. There are some limitations on it though, which are on our pricing page. But if you go to the Elite Academy, same thing, you just have to have 15 teams and then you jump to $2,460 to the positive. Even if you come back to 10 teams, think about it this way. If you come back to 10 teams, it'll cost you $348 for unlimited everything. If you think about what it cost you to get Huddle, it's $400 per team or $800. They run all these crazy deals. It's like buying a used car. It's really difficult to pin down, but just figure $400 a team for one team. With Soccer Pro, you're going to save enough money that you are going to get the Elite Academy system with 10 teams and $348. Or, like I said, 15 teams, you're $2,460 to the positive. Okay, this is versus their free. If you go for their paid, that's down here. You see down here, we're comparing it to the paid. You are going to be $1,859 to the positive. Or if you only have 10 teams, you'll have to pay $499 to get the entire Elite package. Right? And I want to keep jumping back to that because getting the entire Elite package is a massive product. You're taking $6,000 off the top, essentially, right? $5,964, that's the annual fee. But you're saving so much money just on the processing fees that you can afford to get our Elite package for basically nothing. Now, when you extend this out, let's go out to a larger club. If you have 50 teams, all right? If you are, and we're not even going to compare the free one because at this point, if you're using the free one, frankly, you're insane. If you have 50 teams and you're using their premium package, it's $21,965 more than our large club. But let's just jump down to the Elite because, frankly, if you have 50 teams, you should be using our Elite system anyhow. You're going to get all your costs paid, plus you're going to have an extra $18,365 in your pocket versus using Sports Engine Premium. All right. So remember, that's how much you are saving, okay? That's money that is in your pocket. No matter which system you use, you have to pay for the credit card processing fees. But what I'm doing is comparing and saying, look, even if you pay for the Elite system and you pay for the credit card processing fees and you pay for the transaction fees, you are still coming out $18,000 ahead of using Sports Engine Premium and receiving our Elite Academy package, which again gives you every single thing that we have in an unlimited package, our mobile app, you name it, you get it, okay? So you're getting all that for free plus $18,365. Bring that out to 100 teams and the number goes up again, $41,945. If you are foolish enough to be using the Sports Engine free version, you are actually going to lose $53,000, or if you take our Elite Academy package, you would be losing $50,196. All right, that is a massive amount of money. So, but I understand not everyone is charging $3,000. That's a lot of money. So let's take this down to $2,500. Let's see how far we have to take this before Sports Engine actually is a make sense option instead of using Soccer Pro. And here again, we're going to see all the numbers update. Now instead of 36,000, it's 30,000 across the board. And the numbers here drop. Let's go all the way to the end. 44,000, but let's drop down to the reality side. $34,445. You'll still save $34,445, plus you'll get our elite version of Soccer Pro and all the features that come with it. All right, that I think is extremely important to remember, that this is the difference, not your total cost, your difference, okay? And including Soccer Pro. So here, $2,000. It's not uncommon for these clubs to charge $2,000. You're probably somewhere in that ballpark. Again, if we look out to 20 teams, okay? If you have 20 teams and you want our Elite Academy package, you will actually get rid of Sports Engine. You will use our Elite Academy package with unlimited everything, every single feature is included, and you're going to have an extra $1,217 in your pocket if you have 20 teams or more. If you have 15 teams, well, then you get our Elite Academy package for $391. It's a pretty amazing deal. If you are just a solo coach, okay, if you're just using one team and you're charging $2,000, you're going to be $94 ahead. You're going to be $783 ahead if you are using their premium package. Every time you look at these columns, look for the red and say that is where it makes sense to use Sports Engine, and where it's black, it makes more sense to use Soccer Pro. Kind of. Because what you have to remember, of course, is that this is red, it's $240. This is red, it's $391, but you're getting a $6,000 system for $391. When you're using Sports Engine, you are not getting any of these features. You're not getting half of our features, not even a quarter of our features. You're not getting the things that you get with Soccer Pro. Let's keep going though. Let's go down to 1750. All right. Here again, 20 teams, you're still money ahead to our Elite package. 10 teams, you're money ahead with our large school package or large club package. And right from the start, small club, solo coach, you are money ahead with one team. Let's drop down some more, 1,500. Here again. If you have 25 teams, you're $950 ahead. At 20 teams, it costs you $283 to get our Elite Academy package, or 10 teams to get our large club package, and $851 in your pocket. Not a bad deal. Let's drop it down some more. Okay, $1,250. Well, now, we're in trouble, because with $1,250 and you have one team, it costs more to use our solo coach than it does to use Sports Engine, the free one anyhow. But keep in mind, in this case, again, even with our solo coach, you are getting many more options than you're going to get with Sports Engine. They don't have the video coaching. They don't have the itinerary system. They don't have the meal planner. None of those things are included with Sports Engine. They don't have the player appraisal system. They don't have the player pages for your players to put all their recruiting information on for soccer and college soccer coaches. None of that's included. So you're spending $41 more for one team, but you're getting far more functionality even with our solo coach. At two teams, you're still $206 ahead. Let's drop down again. $1,000. Okay, costs you $86 for the solo coach, $116. Now, of course, if you come down to the premium version, you're $633 ahead with Soccer Pro, or small club, $357 ahead. And if you have 10 teams, you are $101 ahead, or it'll cost you $929 to get the full package for all your teams. And if you want the full Elite system, you have to have 40 teams at this price. At $1,000, 40 teams, or think of it another way, with 30 teams, you get our entire Elite package for $67, or essentially free. $925 if you have 25 teams. Again, you have to think about the fact you're not going to have huddle. You're going to have a system that is better for video because it was built for soccer. But you're not going to pay the huddle fee. Even if you like huddle, it's $925 for a much more complete system than huddle, then Team Snap, then Sports Engine, all wrapped into one. Okay? And that's at 25 teams. Now let's keep moving down the price ladder. Let's go to 800, see where we are. Okay. Boy, no matter where we go, no matter how cheap we make it, it's really difficult to get Sports Engine to make sense on an economic basis. And the real problem you run into is the processing fee is overinflated. This is how they're making a ton of money off you. And I know some people are going to say, yeah, but I tack that on to the parents, so we tell them it's $800 and that's all we charge them. The extra money is just paid to Sports Engine. Well, that's kind of foolish. That's like putting on a shipping fee. Everyone knows that when you pay a shipping fee, you're paying it to the vendor. Everyone knows that when they're paying a transaction fee, they still know they're paying it. And if they're going to pay it, and if you're going to surprise them with a back-end fee that you didn't tell them about, well, you're not going to make them happy. And if you're not going to make them happy, you may as well take the money instead of giving it to Sports Engine. So it doesn't matter how you slice it. Whether you tell people you're charging them that money or whether you don't tell them and you just do it, that's still money that could have been in your pocket. Okay, $800 to you, $40 to Sports Engine, or $840 to you. Well, take your pick. So this is always a number that you could be enjoying in your club. Now, let's go down even cheaper. I mean, even you get down to $500. There aren't too many clubs out there for $500, but if you are, you probably need to save money more than anyone. So when you look at this, if you are using the Sports Engine Premium, the paid version, which you probably are because there's just so few features, so little capability in the free version, it's hardly worth talking about. But let's say we were talking about the free version. If you have 2 teams to use Soccer Pro, it costs you $64. If you have 4 teams, you're $159 to the positive. If you are using Sports Engine Premium, you are $558 to the positive here, $282 to the positive with the small club. Okay. When you get out to 20, again, anytime you see the numbers black, that is a number that you are going to put in your pocket. $2,117, that goes in your pocket. $571, that goes in your pocket. If you have a larger club, maybe you've got a big rec club, 75 teams, again, $2,030 in your pocket, and you get our full Elite Academy package, which you probably don't need if you're just running a rec team. But the scheduling system really is phenomenal. Small club, large club, $1,200. Small club, 20 teams, $2,000 in your pocket. All right, that's the whole key. You're always going to spend money, but how much are you spending with Soccer Pro? How much are you spending with Sports Engine? And how much of that money can you put back in your pocket and pick up additional functionality? I can't emphasize that enough, that you are going to pick up a massive amount of functionality. All right, now what's the last part? Well, everyone thinks this is going to be hard. This is going to be a lot of work. It takes a lot of technology. It takes technical expertise. We got to get our webmaster to fix this, whatever. You don't. All right, this is drop dead simple. I'm going to show you how easy this is. And this is done one time. You only do this once. You don't do this every single week, every single month, every single year. You do it one time and you're done for the rest of your life until you choose to change. And frankly, you just don't change. I can't think of the last time we changed our system. And we've been doing this for 15, 18 years and we just keep the same one. You don't need to change. All right, we're going to come into our system. We're going to come into the Business Center. And I've got to look past my microphone. I'm going to come into cart settings. We're just going to go down to gateway setup, real-time gateway. I'm going to choose. Now we're going to copy and paste 2 pieces of information. I've done other videos on this. You can go watch them. but you copy and paste two pieces of information. You get this API login key from your merchant account. You get the transaction key from your merchant account. They just display them. You copy it, you come here, you paste it. That's it. You hit save, you're done. If this takes you more than 9 minutes, you should call us, because we do this constantly for people, because you do it once and that's it. We know how to do it because we've done it for thousands of people. So I can tell you it takes 9 minutes, but really, if it takes you 3 minutes to call us, you're done. And you're done forever. And then it works seamlessly forever. The payments come in seamlessly forever. We also have soccer-specific products that we call bucket billing. And again, I've done videos on this, so I'm not going to go through it again. But now you can set up your whole payment schedule with early pay discounts, with different recurring cycles. You can have people pay with their credit card, with cash, with checks. And because of our unique bucket billing system, it works really great for people that may be in a lower income area where they have to kind of make dissimilar payments, 40 bucks here, 80 bucks there, $90 there. That's why we call it bucket billing, because all you have to do is fill up the bucket. In this case, the bucket is $1,500, but you just have to fill that bucket, and the system doesn't care how you fill the bucket, how many payments you make to fill the bucket, how you pay to fill the bucket. We're just really trying to make it as easy as possible for your customers, your members of your soccer club, to pay their annual dues. All right, I'm not going to go into all the things we have here. Keep in mind, we do have the CRM. So when you start looking at the whole business center, boy, there is so much that Soccer Pro has that Sports Engine does not include, and you're paying a massive amount of money more for the privilege of getting less functionality. If you are using Sports Engine, you need to look at Soccer Pro today. You need to look at how much money you've spent with Sports Engine. I know it's a little tricky because they back end these fees. You don't even see them. But whether you see these fees or not, your customers are paying them. That is money you could have in your pocket, in your bank account, providing scholarships for more players, making soccer more affordable. And getting through COVID is difficult enough. So, this might just be the time for you to go. But the reality is, even if you are a club that is not suffering through COVID, do you really want to spend an extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 and get less functionality in a system that was built for all sports instead of your sport? I don't think so. I think you need to check out Soccer Pro today. There's free trials, there's phone support. We'd love to get you on the line and do a Zoom call with you, show you exactly how everything works, and show you why everyone that uses Soccer Pro loves Soccer Pro. My name is Gary. I'm a co-founder of Soccer Pro. Like you, I love the sport. I love the industry. I love being able to get kids out on the pitch. So if we can save money for you by putting it back in your pocket so you can help more kids get out on the pitch with scholarships, that is a phenomenal thing to do, and we want to help you do that. So give us a call today, get a free trial today. Soccer Pro is the system built for you, and you are going to love it. All right, you have a great day, and let me know if there's anything else I can answer for you. Again, my name is Gary. I'm with Soccer Pro, and I'm here to help you. All right, bye now.